welcome to the RSR Formula V League. In this round of the Formula V Championship, we're going to the Charlotte Motor Speedway in the RC Legends long configuration, 2.4 kilometer long track. We start off with a 15-minute qualifying followed by two races consisting of 20 minutes each. Last round at Autumn Park, we saw the drivers have to pit stop during the race, so don't be too surprised to see them come in for a quick splash and dash during each race. I am followed here by Edward and Biggles.
Hello, everyone.
Yes, g'day everybody.
Um,
Welcome along, Charlotte.
Beautiful
Yeah.
track. We've seen last week a very intense battle for the win in both races, and I'm sure that this week we will have again a very interesting battle, especially because of the championship battle that we have going on between Joe Taberner and Kevin Stam. The gap between them in the drivers' championship is 26 points, and yeah, anything can happen in this race.
Yeah, and everything can happen. We saw last week that Sebastian Vettel came up with a bit of an upset, winning one of the races and doing quite well in the first race as well.
Yeah, Joe Taberner, pretty dominant win in the first race. He had a little bit of we had a little bit of controversy between the drivers, the title contenders. Joe Taberner and Kevin Stam have crashed, and yeah, after that, Joe Taberner got a pretty dominant win. But yeah, we've had a bit of controversy. We've had good battles, especially in the second race. We've seen in the second race, if you don't know, we have reverse grids, and the battles are always amazing in that race. We've seen a beautiful recovery from Joe Taberner, who won the first race, and I think, if I'm not wrong, he finished on the podium in that race. Anyways, he saved a lot of points. We see a very beautiful Alpine livery. I really do feel like the Alpine livery in Formula 1 is one of the most beautiful liveries on the grid. Like, I remember when the car launched, it was probably one of the most beautiful liveries in the recent years. I don't know if it's just me, but it's extremely beautiful.
Joyce, I did miss that the AlphaTauri or Toro Rosso, as it was called back in the days, got rid of the light blue livery that they were having. So it's nice to see Alpine changing to Alpine from Renault and having such a
Yeah.
nice blue livery.
Also,
Talking about liveries, Aston Martin, bit of a, I don't know if it's a beautiful livery, but it's certainly a unique one.
No, I really think that the green that they used, I don't know. I wasn't expecting that because I was expecting a matte green, and they gone for the glossy one, and I just think it looks amazing. Sadly, yeah, they have Sebastian Vettel, but it's not sad that they have Sebastian Vettel. It's sad that their performances haven't been as good as last year, because I was wanting to see Sebastian Vettel. Like, it's not my favorite driver. I don't have a favorite Formula 1 driver, but I just wanted to see him battling for wins more. I mean, we've seen the Hungarian Grand Prix where he had a very good race in Hungary, but yeah, he got disqualified, and sadly, yeah, let's see now the qualifying standings. We have Benny Fidge leading the qualifying now. Joe Taberner is second, the championship leader, and his championship rival is in third place, Kevin Stam. The gaps are not that big. Ule, what do you think?
No, half a second between five of the drivers. That's to be expected. I think it's going to be quite interesting qualifying here. Being quite an easy track, I would say, in these lower powered Formula cars, you would have to need a lot of confidence and courage to get the car to get fast around this track. So the banker laps are certainly going to be close to each other, I think. But I think those drivers with a lot of courage and a lot of confidence in the cars are going to stand out and be the ones top of this qualifying.
Yeah,
I
it's okay. Go on.
No, you go ahead, sir.
I think it's a very beautiful track, but yeah, it's very twisty and very, I don't know, you don't have time to breathe on this track. I mean, I was reading the driver's chat the other day, and I've seen someone saying, I don't know who actually was. I think it was Van der Heuvel. He said something like, "What maniac designed this track? You need a map to complete a lap of it." Like, it's just very twisty, and you really don't have time to breathe when you do a lap on this track.
No, exactly. And I actually talked to Anton Heuvel about this track, and he mentioned that the first couple of times he went around it, he was actually confused as to where he was going, because some of these places you take a bit of a I wouldn't say a shortcut, but you go off the infield and back onto the oval, and you actually go on reverse. Talking about Anton Heuvel, here he comes up to one of the more faster corners on this track. But some of these corners are cut off, and you'll notice it with the cones being laid across the track. And he was confused by that, actually not knowing where he was supposed to go.
Yeah, but
So I think
it has that
I don't think
beautiful
it's this one. Oh, sorry.
yeah, it has that beautiful American vibe. Like, I don't know, it just looks like a smaller Kota. I don't know if I have the same vibe. Like, twisty track, fast corners. I don't know, it just feels like Kota, also because of the track design, like the red and blue on the curbs. I don't know, it's just a beautiful track.
Exactly, the exit curbs, or whatever you want to call them, being very colorful and almost representing the American flag, as we see the barriers actually having the American stars on it. So it is very American in that way. I must agree, and very unique that we have a track inside of an oval, usually being a track that is used in NASCAR.
Yeah, I remember that at one point, I don't know if they still use it, but in 2018 or 2019, if I'm not wrong, NASCAR has used the Roval track. I think they used it. Wait, let me check. In 2018, they used the Roval, and it was a mad race. Like, Jimmy Johnson, I think, has collided with his rival, and since then he haven't got a podium. And it was just a mad race for the NASCAR cars on the Bank of America race on the Charlotte track. And it was a mad race.
Yeah, and if take a look at the leaderboard, Kevin Stam improving his actually going up into provisional pole 3/10 in front of Benny Feech, followed very closely by Joe Taberner,
Victor Hansen, I guess,
1700s just behind Feech. So qualifying certainly going the way we wanted. Very interesting as that Matthew Allen spinning around. Yeah, very unfortunate. Still only halfway through this qualifying, but I think
And
we're
what a
gonna.
way he's spinning. He's got no front wing and rear wing. It's basically like a boat on wheels, isn't it? I mean, so downforce is going to be very difficult in these cars, but somehow they're managing it. As you guys are mentioning too, obviously there was an old Formula One track to be Indianapolis, where they use parts of the oval and then go on the interior of the track that they used to have. And they're also thinking about bringing Indianapolis perhaps back again if they don't go to the West Coast. But yeah, but that's obviously a little different than this.
It was a beautiful track in Indianapolis. I would love to see a race on that track with the actual cars. I think it would be one of the best races on the calendar, especially with that long banked straight. I really do think it would make of great racing. Kevin Stam is leading this qualifying with Benny Feech second and Joe Taberner third. As I've mentioned before, the championship table looks like this. Joe Taberner is in first place with 114 points, Kevin Stam 88 points, and Victor Hansen with 70 points. My question, Ule, is who would you put your money on these races, especially the first race, because we will see the first race with the actual grid that we will form after this qualifying?
It's a very, very tricky question that you're asking me here. Well, I would say that Kevin Stam is certainly one to look out for. He was really, really rapid back in Oulton Park, but unfortunately didn't manage to keep his car on the track for too long. Some have a couple of spins fighting for the lead, but still managing to get the fastest lap of the first race, if I'm not mistaken. But someone like Sebastian van den Heuvel taking the win in the second race, also certainly one you could see come up with a big upset here for the drivers down in P11 currently, which is not ideal for Dutchman. But yeah, the race is not decided by the qualifying, luckily for him. But I think he is one to keep an eye out for. But Joe Taberner, our championship leader, of course, one you can't out.
Yeah, and I'm expecting a mad race, especially the second race. I'm sure it's gonna be amazing because we have reverse grids, and obviously the faster drivers have to overtake the slower drivers. And I know it's always incredible, all the battles, and yeah, it just makes me think when we will have those kind of battles back in Formula One, because these races, they aren't the same as they were before. And always when I'm talking about this, it pops in my mind the 2017 Russian Grand Prix, when we've had only one overtake the entire race. And
yeah, not to mention Monaco this year. I believe there was no overtakes. But that's what makes something like Formula V so special, right? Because you have no downforce, so the cars are actually allowed to compete and drive so close to each other. As we've now finished qualifying, going into Heat 1, we have Kevin Stam for the pole position. Didn't manage to improve past the halfway point, but certainly enough to get pole. Benny Feach, second place. Joe Tabner, third. Elwood, fourth. Hansen, fifth. Tolu, sixth. I've probably butchered that name. Stromer, seventh. Cardo, eighth. Ridgar, ninth. Allen, 10th. Phantom Hoyman, 11th. And I'll let you pronounce that name.
Van Heuvel is still 11th. I don't think he found the map for this track to complete a lap of it. This is why he's still down in the 11th place. But let's see the two championship rivals, first and third on the grid. This will make of a very beautiful race. So let's see. We will go for 5 lights. Are we having them? We are waiting. Let's see. Okay, so we are, as I'm informed now, we are waiting for the driver to join the race. He joined the race, and we'll go now for 5 lights. And away we go at Charlotte Motor Speedway, RC Grand Prix, and Kevin Stam gets a beautiful start. In second place, there still is Benny Feach, but we are having all sorts of overtakes. Let's see, I think that's Joe Taberner down in 4th place. Yes, he is down in 4th place now, and it's contact. Benny Feach is off. It's pinned. Who was he with there? I think, was that Tortulot?
I'm not sure who was in the Falcon livery, but what a start. He got flying past 2 drivers from the get-go. What a rapid start. Unfortunately, as we have a yellow flag here, will we get the safety car out? We may have this Kevin Stam going off the track. And another spinner next to him.
Spin. Kevin Stam is losing a lot of places. Oh, and there's everyone spinning. What's going on? I think we have a safety car. We will have a replay. Let's see what happened. This is the start. Benny Feach is in second place. He's down inside, and he just collides with his opponent. And that creates a big madness. 3 cars involved in this crash.
Yeah, unfortunately, getting squeezed the opponent there. I'm not sure who that was. Was the guy in the Falcon livery I mentioned having a flying start, but yeah, a bit of contact between him and the wall, and that takes both of them out. And unfortunately, also a third one.
Joe Taberner, the championship leader, is back in 1st place. How did he run it? He was in 3rd place last time before the replays. He was in 3rd place. Now he is leading the race.
Yeah, of course. As we have safety car. Yeah, I think he was aided by Kevin Stam having a bit of a spin there. We have a bit of contact between Phantom Heuvel and another driver.
I wonder
what not ideal. He has safety car.
I wonder.
I want to see what happened to Kevin Stam as well.
Yeah.
that one.
He was in the lead, and we've had, I think, 1 second of live stream where he was off the track, and I have no idea what happened.
But talking about Van den Heuvel starting in 11th place now up to 4th. He's one driver who had a quite good start, I must say. Either that or he just took a lot of advantage from the carnage going on. Probably a bit of both. But yeah, Joe Tapner in P1, followed by Elias Stromer, sorry.
So we have now the safety car is on the track, and Joe Taberner is leading the race. Kevin Sam, who started from pole position, is now down into 6th, 7th place, if I'm not wrong. But yeah, I think these moments or these incidents have a very, very big impact on the championship standings, because Joe Taberner always gets him out of these situations. He's never into incidents. He doesn't do a lot of mistakes. He's very consistent. And I don't know if it's luck, but yeah, he's just never involved in these incidents. Which
I think it's just the patience from Joe Tapner not being too much in a hurry in these kind of races, knowing that just a small tab on the wheel can send him off and send him flying down the championship standings. So thinking it very careful in these races is certainly one of the keys. As he's gonna make a move on the safety car. This is not ideal.
He's
It's
doing
like watching Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah, this is what I was wanting to say. And I'm just wondering, we all know the safety car is virtual here, but I'm wondering, what is Bernd Mailander thinking when Lewis Hamilton is alongside him, or Max Verstappen, because Max is also very crazy behind the safety car.
I'll give you some information about the safety car, that he can't just go any speed he wants. He has to stick to a certain top speed as well. I believe in Baku it's 260 or something kilometers an hour. That each track that he can only stick to a certain speed. So yeah, even if they are got another car next to him,
and
trying to get past.
The safety car is in this lap.
There you go.
So we will go back to green.
You don't want to crash into the back of these cars, because they don't look too safe hitting the back of a normal road car.
Oh, and we have there. Elias Stromer is going side by side with the safety car.
Because this is a simulator, you can't go through the safety car. Of course, not ideal to go through the safety car.
The safety car looks like it's unsafe being there right now. That's the problem, doesn't it? It's got to get on with it.
Yeah, it's the unsafety car. But yeah,
it's like a grandma's driving a car in a slow lane. Everybody's trying to get past on the motorway.
Yeah, this is what Max Verstappen also said at the 2020 Silverstone Grand Prix. So about the Mercedes.
Yeah, you mentioned a certain speed limit that they have to keep up. I don't think this safety car is keeping up to that, that speed limit.
Lap 3 out of 14, and we will go back to green as soon as the safety car enters the pit lane. Joe Taberner leading, Elias Stromer second, Thor Tuloch in the 3rd place, and Sebastian van der Heuvel is up in the 4th place. 7 places won from the grid by the Dutch driver. Beautiful start and beautiful recovery. Can he win the race after starting P11? Is he doing the last to first challenge?
Anything's possible, my friend, when they're all bunched up like that, that's for sure. Certainly after some of those accidents that we saw a little bit earlier, one person goes around, it's a concertina effect.
We have the IndyCar type restart.
To the final 2 hairpins before going through the chicane and then getting a start. This race is again. So almost there.
They're all so close together, bunched up. Will Joe Taberner play mind games, and will he goes slower to bunch up the grid. Let's see, he certainly looks like he's going slower just to bunch up a grid and gain an advantage. And we are now green. His strategy didn't work because Elias Stromer, he was close, but he lost a little bit of time. Now Thortulov will go around the outside of Elias Stromer, but he cannot do the move. He sticks his nose in there. And round the outside, can he go up into second place? He will now have the inside into the third corner. He locks a little bit up, and he, I think, just backs out of it because it's a very dangerous corner to do a move.
Yeah, and a very nice restart from Joe Tapner, but Sebastian Vettel, Tolo, and Stromer are very close to each other, as Stromer does get a bit of a gap down to top Tolo, yeah, and Van den Heuvel getting on his rear now. So I think we're going to see a lot of battles here.
Joe Taberner
First couple of laps.
Joe Taberner already have a 1 second advantage, and his championship rival is down in 9th place after starting from pole position. We are now watching the English driver, and he's trying to recover those lost positions. Sadly, he lost a lot of time.
He's going to have to find some pace if you want to challenge Joe Tapner for the race lead.
Oh,
Cross getting,
that's
he manages to get past. Oh, almost seeing the race end for him.
And let's see now, we are watching Benny Fitch trying a move on Sebastian van der Heuvel. He will go down inside. No, he can't. He just backs out of it. It's very dangerous to do a move on any corner of the track because it's very twisty, it's very fast, and the crash can happen at any moment if you try a move. Even if it's on the inside, even if it's around the outside, it's very, very hard to do a move on this track. But Benny Fitch is keeping the pressure on, but we have a 4-way battle for second place. Let's see.
Looks like Sebastian Vettel is going to have a go at the Tulo. So very close. Just not quite close enough to go for the gap. Oh, is that... Am I going a bit wide? Oh, just tiny bit too wide. Allowing Tolo to get back into the battle.
On the
He's now centered on Sebastian. That's unfortunate.
Well, he got up in the 4th place. I'm sure this is not the way he wanted to win the place, but he's up in the 4th place, Benny Fitch.
I think the stewards may have a look at that one, as Stromer have to defend the inside from Tulo, allowing them to get back together, bunched up, 3 wide. No.
Oh,
he's so going down into turn 1 again.
Slip shim is so important on this long straight, and Thordulo will go down the inside, and he just wins the place easily because Elias Stromer locked up and gone wide on that corner. So Benny Fitch up into 3rd place after making contact with his opponent, and after Stromer gone wide. Oh, and a crash. Kevin Stam is involved again in an incident.
Yeah, but Kevin Stam actually upped into, is that 6th place? Am I reading that correctly? Stream is a bit blurry here. I do apologize for that one, but Kevin Stam seems like he's made on some ground.
He was
after having a spin. But Tapner leading by 3.5 seconds now. So looks like he's gonna be gone, and it's gonna be up for Tulo, Fitch, and Stromer, yeah. And perhaps even Victor Hansen now getting invited into the battle to fight for the 2nd place.
Benny Fitch is very close now. I'm sure he thinks about doing a move, but let's see. We're going through the hairpin. He's thinking about it, but he's not sending one down the inside. Tulo is going a little bit wide. He will have the first. Yes, he does. He's going up into 2nd place. Benny Fitch is now in 2nd place. Now, can he recover the gap to Joe Taberner? He was faster in qualifying. Now, he has no cars between him and his opponent. So
no, he's really gonna have to work with Tulo here if they want to catch up back up to Taberner, having lost almost half a second there.
4 seconds between the first
4-second
two
gap
drivers.
now between the first and second place drivers.
But that
But
gap,
of course, not helping them that they keep defending each other.
can go down at the pit stop very easily. Now we're going on board with Elias Stromer, who will try one around the outside. No, he does. He thinks better of it, and he doesn't go around the outside. But I'm sure he wants that 4th place, and he feels like he feels like Victor Hansen is going slower. Victor Hansen with a beautiful Falcon livery for this race. I think he had it at the other races as well, but it's a beautiful livery. So let's see.
Unless there's 2 people with the Falcon livery, it is Victor Hansen that we saw at the beginning having a bit of a tumble with Kevin Stammer. So he's made up quite a lot of ground here, as Kevin Stammer have also managed to climb up the standings, but not as much as Victor has. What do you think now that we are halfway through the race? How do you think this is going to pan out? I think the second place driver is going to manage to catch up to Joe Tapner.
I'm sure that at the pit stops there will be a lot of changes in the standings because the gap was 4 seconds, and we've all seen that Benefiche is fast on his track. He finished second in the qualifying. He is very fast on his track, and I'm sure that at the pit stops we will have a lot of changes, and maybe, who knows, if we have an incident we will have a safety car and all the drivers will bunch up. So Kevin Stam will go down inside on it. Touched. I was just talking about incidents. We won the championship contender. Kevin Stam is now around. I don't think we have yellow flags. I don't think we have a safety car. No, we don't. Kevin Stam, let's see what happened.
Yeah, I think Kevin Stam goes for a bit of an optimistic move on the inside and just they lock wheels and end up with Kevin Stam on top of his fellow competitor here.
Yeah, this looked like a lot. This looked a lot like the incident between Hamilton and Verstappen at the 2021 Italian Grand Prix. And now we're going back live with Kevin Stam.
I mean to say if they're testing the halos or not. Looked like the halo was testing quite well on that one, wasn't it? Well, the roll bar. No halos here.
No, it does seem like it is working since they're still driving.
No, there's the wheel off.
Ooh, it's contacting the wall for sure, yes. Got a little bit wide there.
Magically, the wheel is back on the car.
Could be a slow puncher.
It's an impressive pit crew they have for Victor Hansen.
Oh, is there a car over the background there? There is.
The first two drivers.
It's the rainbow-colored car or whatever is off, I think.
Look at a gap between the first two drivers. It's only 1.5 seconds. So Benefiche recovered 2.5 seconds, and he's now very close to his rival. 6 laps to go, 1.5 seconds. Can Benefiche recover this and go on and win the race? Let's see. But now we are watching live the battle between Tulo and Hansen.
Yeah, talking about Benefiche, looks like he has made up a bit of ground to Joe Tapner. They're only separated by just about a second here, as Tulo, of course, having to defend from Victor Hansen, have lost quite some time to Benefiche, helping it was Feach, I'm not quite sure, but helping him to get back up and fight for the win for this race, as we have 4 laps left.
Victor Hansen is very close to Thor Tulo. They are going so close onto each other. Can Victor Hansen overtake his opponent? Let's see. He will try down one inside. No, he doesn't. He just backs out of it. But this is a very beautiful battle between the two drivers, and Tulo goes a little bit wide. Hansen is very close to him. I think they have a lapped car ahead of both. Chaudhry with that green, red, and blue car livery is ahead of them and it's lapped. The stewards will bring out the blue flags.
Ooh,
Yeah,
But
I
there's
believe
power
this.
sliding. The
As
rear
he
end's got no
almost
traction.
gets in the way for Toto and the fellow drivers competing for P2 here. I think that was the car we saw spinning earlier.
I think it was the car going off way off exactly, which is the reason why he's getting lapped currently at the moment, just struggling a little bit. But getting out of the way, thankfully doing the admirable thing so that these gladiators can go for it. We have a sprint race really with a handful of laps to go now. I think we're on lap 11, aren't we, at 14?
they are going so close one to each other. And they are now going side by side, going through turn to now move still. I think Victor Hansen is waiting for a mistake from his opponent. He knows that there are small chances for him to recover the gap to Benefic, and he's just wanting that third place to get it home. And yeah, he's not trying to do any more mistakes because we've seen that he collided with the wall, and he lost the tires. So yeah. Oh, and it
It has
does!
to come together.
When
Oh,
it's an incident!
And that's
What I
caution
was
three.
just saying!
as well.
What
It's
I was
back too
just
soon,
saying
my
about
friend.
avoiding incidents.
And it
That's
looks
Kevin
like-
Stam going through. That's Kevin
Yeah.
Stam getting up to third position.
We'll
Let's
have
have
a
a look at the
replay now
replay.
of the incident. Let's see. I think
Too much power coming in. Yeah, tapped in too much power. And then the WD-40 came in there to try to lubricate the situation, but didn't quite work. And he was involved.
No, worked a bit more like duct tape than WD-40 there.
Water displacement 40, the 40 formula for the water displacement, but yeah, just at the wrong place at the wrong time. He could have easily taken advantage. There's a spinner as well, too. I think that's that driver having a great day.
I wonder
That's
what gap. I wonder what's the gap between the first two drivers because Benefic was recovering. I wonder what's the gap between the first two drivers.
Yeah, that's going to be quite interesting. I think Feech is.
But I'm very
Is that
close.
Feech?
I mean,
Feech
he's
going
up
for
in
the
the lead.
move.
We've gone live
Driving
with
for
the
the lead.
two just at the right moment. Let's see, Joe Taberner knows that this is important for the championship, so will he risk to defend the win or now to regain the first place, or will he think about a championship? He doesn't look like he's thinking about a championship, but he's clearly putting the pressure on the French driver.
No,
on the
we
German
talked
driver.
earlier about Joe Taberner being so far in front, but Benefic having clean air, not having to race anybody, really made up some ground. What a drive by Benefic here. Doesn't look like Joe Taberner has the pace to keep up with Benefic.
He's
Perhaps
very
it's too much tire wear on that car.
no pit stops till now. Will anyone try a different strategy and just change the tires for the last two laps, or will they go till the end?
Yeah, with 2 laps left, we saw in Alton Park, as I mentioned earlier, at the beginning of the stream, that they did go in for a quick splash and dash. And in race 2, we saw some drivers not going in for that quick pit stop due to a lot of safety cars, but still being just on the edge of.
Joe's hanging with him, but look at this. Joe is hanging with him. I thought he was dropping back a little bit after the overtake, but maybe Joe is just kind of playing with his food right now, reeling him in. Penultimate lap. Now, if Joe wants to do anything right now to get this lead, he needs to make an overtaking opportunity, guys. Where will it be? Will it be that classic place that we saw a couple of these overtakes around here? Or does he get it back off a little bit?
Feech getting a bad entry, missing his apex completely. Looks like he may miss it again. Allowing Joe Taberner to get ever so slightly closer. Oh, down the inside. Oh, they almost banged wheels there.
They are going so close.
This is a battle to watch. With just about a lap left.
I wonder what is going on inside Joe's head. Is he thinking about the championship? Is he thinking, okay, I'm in second place, I will take the points, and that is important for the championship? Or is he so concentrated that he just wants the win? He sees it, he smells the win. What do you think is inside his mind right now?
He wants to win, mate. He wants it. He's he's a race driver, and we all know race drivers want to win. You never want the second. I mean, I've engineered drivers before. You can tell them one thing over and over again, to play it safe and play it cool, but they're not going to listen to you. Look at this. He's definitely not playing it cool right now. This is a great overtaking opportunity run here. Look at that.
Body touch!
He's backed off. Is he going to do the right thing and let him regain the position? No, he won't. So I don't know quite sure. I think admirably, you'd probably want to give the position back, wouldn't you? Yeah.
I think
Oh, is it
Benny
Benny's fault?
has
Yeah.
some damage because I've seen some smoke going from the Alpine car. Was that him looking up, or is that damage? But let's see, they're still going very close. We're in the final lap. We are in the final corners. And I wonder, does Benny Fish has the resources to come back on Joe Taberner, or is the English driver going to win this race and extend his gap at the Drivers' Championship? He looks like he's going to win, but I wonder, will the steward have a look on this incident? We
Yeah, it
have
could be very costly for Joe Taberner if he did manage to get a just a 5-second penalty. Anything more than that, and that would allow Kevin Stamp to get into the championship lead, or not lead, but battle and interfere with it, most certainly. As Joe Taberner crosses the line for a victory here at first race, followed by Benefreach crashing into the.
That's him angry. I'm sure Benefish is very angry. Kevin Stam finishes on a podium.
Ooh.
Van Elvoort just finishes on a podium. I think. No, he's in 4th place. Sebastian van der Heuvel is in 5th place. 6th, Victor Hansen. 7th will now cross the line. Thor Tulo.
Yeah, what a race! And I think I think Joe Taberner answered your question there in turn 2. If he was thinking about the championship, or if he was thinking about the win. Most certainly thinking about the win with such a move.
And now we are watching the last driver to cross the line, Matthew Allen. Will cross the line and we will finish the race at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. But again, I wonder, will the stewards investigate this crash? We are now
We had
watching
a few incidents in race 1 that may be investigated by the stewards.
we can now see the results from the first race. Joe Taberner won the iRacing Road Race 7th race. Kevin Fish 2nd, Kevin Stam in 3rd place, Leon van Elvoort in 4th place, and Sebastian van den Heuvel in 5th place.
Yeah, I think the race 1 here showed us what we mentioned about these type of cars. Low downforce, not a lot of power. Really being formula for close racing. Close racing, good battles, everything you want from a race, really.
Yeah, and I think we will go, yes, we will have a short break and then we will be back for the reverse grid race. So stick with us because the reverse grid race is always crazy and we will have a mad race, I'm sure of it. Hello everyone, we are back for the reverse grid race at the iRacing Road Race 7 at the Charlotte Legends RC. We will have Asim Chaudhry in pole position because he finished last in the first race, Matthew Allen second, Alexis Cartwright in third place, Ethan Ridgway in fourth place. The third grid will have Elias Stromer in 5th place and Thur Tuloch, the Japanese driver, in 6th place. Victor Hansen will line up in 7th and Sebastian van der Heuvel in 8th place. Thor van Elvoet in 9th place, Kevin Samuel start 10th, Benny Fiji 11th, and Joe Taberner 12th. So, Joe Taberner and Benny Fiji will be again side by side after the start. So I'm wondering, but we have the start. We don't have a lot of time to talk about anything else because we have a start. Chaudhry is still leading after the start. Carroll second and Allen in third place.
Oh yeah, Kevin's down there in the background going a bit wide. It seemed like, but Cataway having a quite nice start already up into P2.
Kevin
As
Samuel.
we have a speedway battle here between, I can't see, that's Victor Hansen and Sebastian van den Heuvel for sure.
Oh, they're going
As
very
Van den
close.
Heuvel-
Oh, and there's an incident ahead. I mean, it was Oh, that's a huge crash. And Benny Fishis again have been
That's gotta
again
be
injuring
that's gotta be a safety car for sure. At least 4 people there died.
We will have a replay, I think. Yes, we do. Let's. What happened? It's impossible to go through wide through this corner. Let's be honest. Again, Joe Taberner and Benny
It's
Fish.
actually it's
They
beneficial
collide
to
again.
Taverner collecting each other.
This is incredible. These two cannot take a break. And Benny Fish.
As
Benny
Kevin
Fish,
actually gets tangled as well.
Hanging
Well,
upside down like a cow. Those cars could really bounce, can't they? So there was at least 5 cars involved in that one. I'd practically be surprised if you weren't involved in that accident. The amount of cars that were flying left, right, and center all over the place.
I'm sure Benny Fish is fuming down under his helmet. I mean, behind his steering wheel, to be exact. So I have a safety car. We will have the grid bunched up again. Tulok is leading with Van Heuvel second and Hansen in third place. And we see now the safety car, a beautiful Porsche 911.
Oh, and can we just take a look at the top 3 here? Tulo, Van den Heuvel, and Hansen. Tulo coming from, I believe he started 3rd, actually.
We now have
Now followed by Van den Heuvel, starting a bit further down the grid. I believe he was 6th at the beginning. Certainly made up quite a lot of ground here. Of course, as we see Tulo here driving inside the safety car again. This is I don't know
something
what
you
to
will
say about
not
this.
see in
It's
real life.
outrageous.
I mean, this is something that Lewis Hamilton would do in real life if he could. I'm sure of it. Yeah, I'm looking at this Porsche and I'm thinking that we will see Porsche coming back in the World Endurance Championship in the next season, if I'm not wrong. But I've heard some rumors that Porsche will also come in Formula One, and I was wondering how would the grid look with 5 constructors with Porsche, maybe 6 in the future with maybe Audi joining. That would look beautiful on the grid.
Okay.
Yeah, Porsche actually being in Formula One very, very long time ago. But it would be nice to see them back, see if they could transfer the momentum they had from WEC into Formula One.
Yeah, it's only Audi that have not been in Formula One, I believe. Right, Porsche have, yes. And the other manufacturers like Ford and Toyota and all that sort of jazz have as well. Renault,
I think
obviously.
Toyota would like to forget their time in Formula One. But
Yeah, they're focused on the Americas market, I think, obviously, with the IndyCar and stuff like that. If they're still in that, I'm not quite sure, but yeah.
No, I don't believe they're in IndyCar anymore. But they are in NASCAR with the Toyota Camry, if I'm not mistaken.
Beautiful, beautiful car. The Toyota Camry from NASCAR. I think the NASCAR cars are so underrated. They're beautiful cars. Just to look at it. The racing, I know I'm not a big fan of NASCAR, but I know the Americans love it.
Yeah, there's something special about oval. watching cars go left all the time. And but of course, the racetracks being very different, with the crowd being a lot more. What would you call it? They're a lot closer. As Van den Heuvel goes for a move on Tulo on the safety car, that's not the. It's not meant to do that, I think.
And the safety car will be going in after this lap. We will have green flag at the end of this lap. And talking about the ovals, someone in the chat said oval. And I was wondering, with all the madness that we've had on this track, I was wondering how would the race look on an oval track with these drivers, with these cars, because I just feel like it would be madness. I know there is a championship on the oval tracks, but it's not with these cars.
I
And
believe we do have an oval championship, actually, although that is in the Legends car, a bit similar to these Formula V's. No downforce, low powered, single sealers, but still a blast to drive, I could imagine, and giving you quite spectacular racing.
yeah, we will not be going back to the oval races. Actually, we will have some GT3 racing, and the oval racing will come back on the 10th of December. We are very close to going green now. The safety car is bunching up the grid, and Joe Taberner and Benny Fish will be going head to head again. We might see an incident between them two. Hopefully nothing will happen, but I know that Benny Fish, as I said, I know he's fuming. What? Oh, he's lapped. It's a little bit.
Yeah, I think he had to tow back from being flipped in that incident we had earlier. Talking about the incident earlier, I believe the WD-40 car was involved in that one as well. Of course, not making it smooth of an experience as it could be.
Joe Taberner 10th, Kevin Stam 11th, and Benny Fish 12th. So Joe Taberner is now head to head with his championship rival and his rival from the last race. So I'm sure he's stressed. He's stressed. I'm sure of it. He cannot be relaxed in these conditions. Let's see, the safety car is going very slow to bunch up a grid. The drivers is now into the pit lane, and we now have green on the track. Tulo is leading the race. Hansen second. Huvel now second, and are going side by side. Hansen and Huvel. Hansen is down inside, and he's
So
actually
Tulo going wide, and Sebastian Van Heuvel being in the lead temporarily, but getting the outside line here for turn 2 as the looks like they almost came together there. But Van den Heuvel
Benny Fish and Joe Dumber are going side by side again. No incident, thankfully, this time. Everyone is clean, I think, after the first corners. I think there's an incident because Stromer is falling down the group. Stromer Crash. Let's see, we'll have now a replay, I think, from the Stromer Crash. Let's see. Was it an incident?
Looks like he just lost the rear end of the car going into the turn 5 here.
That was a spin.
Not managing to keep it straight, keeping out the black stuff.
Going back live, Van Heuvel is in first place, Hansen in second place, Tulo in third place.
Also Tulo for going for a move on Victor Hansen. Yeah, with Hansen going a bit wide, and then still side by side. Of course, Hansen having the inside for the next corner, but Tulo looks like he managed to get the momentum out of the corner. No, Victor Hansen making through in the following chicane, and now it's a drag race down towards turn 1 between the two drivers. Tulo not being able to get the slipstream and getting close enough to make a move on this occasion. As are they side by side? No, they're not close enough, at least. As Sebastian Van den Heuvel is now 1.3 seconds ahead, and again an upset from the Dutch driver. We saw it last week at Alton Park as well, having perhaps not the best race in race 1, but race 2, of course, with a start higher up the grid, managing to keep away from all the fast drivers such as Joe Taberner, and I would say Kevin Stam is one of the faster drivers as well, even though his results may not look like it. But yeah, an upset from the Dutch driver.
So let's see now. Ethan Ridgway is very close to Kevin Stam. Kevin Stam can recover a lot of points in this race if he just keeps out of incidents, because Joe Taberner is only into 11th place and his last lap was at 2.22 seconds. So he's very slow. I don't know if he has damage or if he was involved in an incident, because Benny Fish is very far away again. So those two, I think they have been in an incident, but we don't know. Our telemetry doesn't say there was any contact between them two. So yeah, there wasn't any incident between them two. I've heard now the information, but they are very far away. Benefish is setting the fastest lap of the race, but we should be looking at the top of the race because there are
Yeah,
only
but look at a lap from Kevin Hansen, almost a second faster than Van den Heuvel on the previous lap here, managing to get back up to the Dutch driver, and now is going to be having a battle for the first place indeed of this race. See how Van den Heuvel is going to cope with that. As they're almost side by side. Let's hope he's not going to punt him as well. Just like we saw in race 1. Victor Hansen punting. Was that Tolo? I believe they were in a battle there as well.
Tulo. He's in 3rd place now, and we have a 3-way battle for this win. I know that all 3 of them are wanting the win. We're now having Joe Taberner sitting the fastest lap of the race, and Joe Taberner is recovering a lot, but we should be thinking about his battle because Victor Hansen has just got the 1st place from Van Heuvel, but Van Heuvel gets the place back. We have a beautiful battle for the 1st place. They are going almost side by side. Hansen just backs out of it, but he's now having the slip shim. He will send down he will send the one down the inside if he needs to, but he has a wall car in front going into turn 1. And Van Heuvel can just defend now from Tulo for the 2nd place that he now have, but is he going to try to re-get the ball? And it's a crash!
How does
Victor
Van den Heuvel
Hansen
manage to get out of that? Tulo and Victor Hansen taking
from
each
now
other
have
out.
replay. Let's see what happened. I
Well,
think
it's
Victor
Victor
Hansen has.
Hansen crashing into the wall and going back onto the track, crashing into Tulo, but
We have a
oh,
beautiful slow motion, but
it looks like he just stunned the steers right into the tire barrier here. Flies.
yeah, and I think those wheels
Just
from the barrier.
barely manages to avoid Van den Heuvel. Wow.
We are going back
That
live.
is
Victor Hansen, I think he's retiring from the
that's
race,
it for him.
or I think he's into
Yeah,
the.
Tulo and Hansen towing back into the pits as Van den Heuvel now has the 2.5 second gap, just about at least, helping him a lot. But I see it if Elwood and Stromer is going to have a bit of a battle, that will help him even more. They could defend. Or if Elwood could defend from Stromer, helping him to gain some time there.
Kevin Stam, the driver who finished the qualifying in 1st place, who started the 1st race in pole position, is now back in the 4th place. He covered if I'm not wrong, 4 places after qualifying, and he's now going very close to. He is very close to 3rd place. Kevin Stromer.
Yeah, Kevin Stam having made up a lot of ground and now getting up to Stromer, as you mentioned. I think they're going to have a bit of a nice battle here. Hopefully, if Kevin Stam can keep it on the track this time around, really a fast driver that you do have to look out for, as we see managing to gain a lot of positions. And I think the lure is helping him quite a bit.
He is very close, Kevin Stam now. I know he's thinking about the podium, especially that Joe Taberner is down in 9th place and he will recover a lot of points. And this might be very important for the championship, especially I'm sure he's seen the incident between Kevin Stam and between Beneficia and Joe Taberner from the first race, and he might win the second place if Joe Taberner gets a penalty. So he might leave the Charlotte Motor Speedway with a lot of points recovered. So Kevin Stam now very close to Elias Stromer. We are now going to the start-finish lane. Let's see, will Kevin Stam try to send one down the inside through the first corner? He certainly thinks about it, but he thinks even better about it, and he knows that it would be a bad idea to try it from so far back. But let's see, he's now very close to his opponent. He will try it around the outside, but it's very hard to overtake on this track. You don't have many opportunities, but it's very close, and he might try one down the inside here. Nope. Not here. He's waiting for the right moment. Maybe he's waiting for a mistake from his opponent, from Elias Stromer. Oh, he's not waiting for a
Was
mistake.
that gonna be around the outside? Just think about it for a moment. That's very optimistic to go around the outside on the exit of that corner. But what about
Is it
now?
around the outside?
Goes around the outside, not managing to make it stick.
No, he doesn't. But
That would
it's a
have been
beautiful
spectacular,
battle.
but still in this battle for P3. What a battle we are having.
Kevin Stam will try again around the outside, but it's very hard to overtake with these cars around the outside. But he will have the inside for the next corner. Oh, so close! But he and it's an incident again.
This contact.
That's what I wanted to say. That Kevin Stam haven't had any incident in this race. He's now by his opponent, by Elias Stromer. He lost another place. No, Victor Hansen is lapped, so he kept his 4th place, but I think he do have some damage, and with 5 laps to go, it's going to be very hard for Kevin Stam to recover to a podium position.
Yes, Kevin is not going to be happy about that one. He did what he should have, gave enough boom, but in the end, he got tangled up with Kevin Stromer.
I really want to see a replay, because I do think that Kevin Stam was ahead, and if he was ahead, I mean, Stromer should be at fault. But again, it's not my place to say these things. It's the steward's place to do these things, and I'm sure they will investigate this. So we have the replay now. Kevin Stam had the inside. He squeezed him out, and it's hard to see a decision.
Just goes out a bit too wide and gets his rear left.
What do you think,
tangle with the front right? Yeah, I think it's probably more of a racing incident. Kevin Stam probably getting a bit of honesty out of the corner. But of course, Kevin Stam also having to leave a bit of space, but it's a very tough angle to judge anything from, I would say.
Yeah, I'm on the same page as you. I do think it's a racing incident. I think both could have avoided this incident, but I'm sure that Kevin Stam will.
But it's one of those moves you really just have to go for, and sadly, it just is this battle for the 7th place. Does look like it.
It's the battle for the 6th place.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Ethan Ridgway is now ahead of Matthew Allen. Ethan Ridgway is showing us this beautiful McLaren livery, which, I mean, this Gulf McLaren livery, I do think it's one of the most beautiful liveries in the history. I mean, I know I've said the same thing about the Alpine livery, but this Gulf McLaren livery that they've had at the Monaco Grand Prix, it's just beautiful. Even on this...
it really is a stunning livery. And if we want to talk about liveries, I think Formula V it's a very funny series in that regard. We see more serious liveries such as this Gulf livery and the Alpine livery, but we also have something like WD-40 and Nyan Cat.
Yeah, and, but we are also
Allen, Matthew Allen from Mario Kart.
We're seeing... Yeah, it's incredible. And I'm just thinking, how would F1 look like with every driver making their custom livery? Because I'm sure we would have some incredible ones. I mean, imagine Lando Norris creating his own livery, but we're talking about different things. Meanwhile, Was that
He's
Ridgeway
gonna
going
rejoin.
down?
He rejoined safely. I was scared for a moment that he was rejoined right into the side of Matthew Allen.
Matthew
Suddenly gets past here. Ridgeway goes for a move. It looks like into chicane, but not quite fast enough to make it stick. So he does manage to have enough speed to get the pass down into turn 1, it seems. So near ahead here as he goes for the inside line and just spins. That is unfortunate for Ridgeway. So now gets a bit of breathing room. On a track where, as you said, you don't really get a lot of breathing room.
Also,
Something to look
left
out
us
for all the
sadly.
time.
Bigas left us sadly. He was a very good company in this race.
He will be missed.
Yep. 3 laps to go, lap 12 out of 14, and can Kevin Stam...
That's a bit too wide for Allen.
Yeah, but can Kevin Stam recover the gap to Stromer? I mean, 3 seconds between the two drivers. He's recovering. Do Kevin have the time to recover to third place? What do you think?
He's really gonna need to stretch his legs if you want to recover 2.5 seconds now in 2 laps. Just about 2 laps as they almost gonna get into the final lap. But this is
Joe
Joe
Taberner is now very close to Ridgeway, and Ridgeway just got into an incident, and now he rejoined the track.
This is going to be crucial for the championship battle. Taberner getting a bit of points back that he lost
try
from
to
the
send one down inside. Let's see through the first corner of the track. They are going side by side, wheel to wheel, battling into the first corner of the track. Joe Taberner is the whole car in front, going to turn 2, and he keeps his place. Beautiful battle, but it looked like an easy move from the English driver on his fellow compatriot.
Yeah, Joe Taberner is showing why he is currently leading the championship. But talking about the championship, very unfortunate for Kevin Stam that he managed to get the pass done on Stromer early on. I think that would have been a really crucial point in this championship.
Talking about Kevin Stam, he's very close to Stromer. Just 1 second, less than a second between second and third place, between third and fourth place. Let's see, Kevin Stam is closing up, and with 1 lap to go, can he do a move to get a podium place? Only 0.7 of a second between the third and fourth place. Let's see, Kevin Stam. We now go through the first corner. He's too far to try and move. Second corner. Again, too far. Elias Stromer is defending. He's going down inside to defend the line. Kevin Stam is very close.
Into the rear mirrors of the Norwegian driver. He has managed to catch up quite a lot. Maybe going for a move into turn 5, I believe this is.
No.
Kevin Stromer is defending quite a lot.
Oh, he goes wide.
Kevin Stam around the outside. Oh,
yeah, he's around the inside. No. Down the outside. And now again, he's around the outside. Last time he tried one, they crashed. But Kevin Stam now thinks again about going around the outside. He'll now have the inside.
This may come down to the final 2 hairpins that we saw them crash in earlier this race. Let's not hope that it's going to end up in tears once again. But
I don't think
Kevin Stam certainly having the pace and will to make this pass stick.
It's very hard
to overtake. Final hairpin. It's going to be the final.
No, so close.
Just about.
Van der Heuvel won the race, but we're now watching the battle. Let's see, this is a drag race to the line, but I think Elias Stromer just have the edge over Kevin Stam. But let's see a description. Can Kevin Stam recover? No, he can't. So, Van der Heuvel wins the Charlotte Grand Prix. Elwood in second place, Stromer in third place, and Kevin Stam in fourth place. Alexis Cadoret, I think, will finish 5th. And I think, if I'm not wrong, this is the first time we've seen Alexis Cadoret in this stream. What a silent weekend by him. Just feels a lot like Carlos Sainz at the real Formula 1. Joe Taberner, 6th. He recovered very well after the incidents. Ridgway will finish in 7th with that beautiful McLaren livery. Matthew Allen in 8th place, and Chaudhry will finish 9th. So everyone now finished the race. Chaudhry didn't finish the race, but he will do it very soon.
Yes, we may just get the standings up again. You just ran through them. I think this race too was a very interesting race, especially for Kevin Stam and Joe Tabner. Joe Tabner, of course, crashing in the beginning of this race, but managing to clinch back and get up into fifth place actually. Where did he get that position from? Didn't he finish sixth?
I think someone got a penalty.
Well,
I think
fifth
someone
place then.
got a
What a
penalty.
recovery from Joe Tabner. And Kevin Stam
Oh,
is going to be
Sebastian,
absolutely gutted that he didn't manage to make the pass stake on Stromer early on.
yep, Sebastian van den Heuvel won this race, as I've said. Leon van Elvoet second, Elias Stromer third, Kevin Stam fourth, and his championship rival Joe Tabner in 5th place. So now, I do think we will have some interviews. I'm not really sure, but I think it would be interesting to have the first for the first interviews to have Joe Tabner and Benny Fidge together in the same interview.
Yeah,
So the next GT3 race that we will have on the Friday is going to be at the Italian Grand Prix on at the Italian track on the Monza. So as I said, instead of the oval races, we will have these beautiful GT3 races with those cars. Yeah.
Yeah, and just talking about a series next Thursday, we will be having the RSS Formula Super series racing for the 5th round at Kialami, a South African track. I come to learn. I remember saying that it was a Japanese track that I couldn't remember the name of. I have been proven wrong. So sorry about that one. For anyone thinking that it was going to be a Japanese track.
So I wonder, are we gonna have some interviews? I think I'm not really sure if anyone wants to talk to us today. So the next week we will have races on Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. As I've mentioned before, the Thursday race is going to be a RSS Super Formula race. On Friday we will have the GT3 race, and again on Sunday we will have these beautiful races of the Formula V cars. So sadly, we will not have any interviews. I would be very curious what Benny Fidge had to say about this. I know he wrote in the chat that Joe Tabner just rammed into him and took P1. But yeah, we will not have any interviews. And yeah, till next time, which is going to be Sunday. I think this is it. Thanks for watching. And yeah, we will see you again on Thursday with the RSS Formula race.